Okay, I just wanted to shoot a quick video today on making bread. If you subscribe to my channel, you know that I bake a lot of my bread from scratch, and I use a bread machine, so I do cheat a little bit. I use half bread flour and half whole wheat flour, and the whole wheat flour I do grind by hand about every other day. I'll grind about 2 cups. So I just wanted to show you guys behind the scenes making a flour in my house. So first, if you're thinking about maybe using wheat bread too, is you'll want to get either soft wheat berries or hard wheat berries. And the soft wheat berries are usually for if you're making a bread does not need to rise, like pancakes or biscuits or something like that, where the recipe does not call for yeast. And then you would use a hard wheat berry for things like loaf bread or yeast rolls and that kind of thing. So now your wheat berries may say that it's like a hard red spring wheat or a hard white winter wheat. You know, they always have these long names, but the main thing to remember is either hard or soft. I've made bread with hard berries that were both white and then red too, and they both turned out fine, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Now, as far as purchasing your wheat berries, you can get those usually from a local grocery store, like a Whole Foods market or a Fresh Market, one of those kind of stores. They have the bulk bins, and if they sell the kind of berries that you're looking for in their bulk bins, usually if you ask them, they will order you a like 50-pound bag or a 25-pound bag, whatever increments it's sold in, and you can get that special order. It just takes a few days, and sometimes you'll get a discount on it too. Now, on a side note, I used to shop at a food co-op when I lived in Florida, and that's where I would buy my wheat berries and things like that there, because that's the only place I could find them. And here, they have a food co-op, but I can usually go to other grocery stores and stuff to find what I need. But sometimes I'll drop in the food co-op. So I'm looking at their website the other day, last month actually, in January, and they had some kind of promotion for the United Nations on there. And I've heard a little bit about something called Agenda 21. I'm not really sure what it's all about. I know it's not a good thing. It has something to do with property rights and the United Nations. So until I figure out what they're promoting with the food co-ops, I'm not shopping there anymore. So I just thought I'd, FYI, let you guys know if anybody else out there shops at the food co-ops. And if you know anything about it, let me know. I will include a link in my description area of this month's newsletter for the co-op, and then you can kind of check out some. They still have some stuff in there about the United Nations, even though it was promoted more last month, because it's some kind of yearly promotion or something, and I guess they were kicking off the new year, or I don't know. But at any rate, all right, so back to the wheat berries. Once you get your special ordered bag of wheat berries, the 50-pound bag or whatever it is, you need to break it down into smaller bags when you get home and store it properly, because from what I understand is these wheat berries have little insect eggs on them, I guess, and the beans, if you get beans, they may have them too. And what you will find is if you do not store them without oxygen, that these little eggs may hatch, and you will have an infestation in your wheat berries of little moths or something. I've not experienced that. I hope I never do. So just make sure to break it down when you get home and store it properly. And what I do, and I may even post a video on this later too, I'll just go ahead and verbally explain it. I'll take a 1-gallon Mylar bag, and I'll fill that up with probably about 5 pounds of wheat, and then I put that bag inside a food saver bag, and then I just food save it. And it pulls that oxygen right out, and then the Mylar protects it from the light, so it's hard as a brick when I'm finished with it, and I just store it away until I need to break into it. So that's how I store my wheat berries. There's other uses for wheat berries other than just making flour, and you can sprout your wheat berries and put those sprouts on things like salads and sandwiches, and I like to make wraps with little tortilla wraps, and I've even put sprouts right on like chicken noodle soup. So I've kind of acquired the taste for sprouts, and they taste kind of like a raw green bean or something, but I like them. because it's one way I can just kind of incorporate some raw foods into my diet, because I am not good about eating that, and I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle. So there's a lot of good enzymes in raw foods like that. So you can make wheatgrass, and I actually just bought a juicer too, so I'm starting to juice like carrots and apples and like leftover broccoli stems and kale stems. And so when this wheatgrass, it's already starting to come up. I planted it about a week ago inside of my house in a little container, and it's starting to come up. So when it comes up, I'm going to start clipping that off and putting it in my juices, because it's got all this really good chlorophyll. It's supposed to be really good for removing toxins from your body. So that will go in my juicer too. And then you also, let's see, you can sprout your wheat berries just a tiny bit, and then dehydrate them or dry them out in your oven, and then make your flour with them. And it's a really healthy way to make flour. You get a lot more vitamins when you do it that way first, and I've done that several times, and it makes a wonderful bread. It's real soft and just really good. Your wheat berries are very nutritious, so if you start grinding your own whole wheat, it's going to be quite different than what you would buy at the grocery store. What you get at the grocery store has the wheat germ removed from it, because it prolongs the shelf life when you remove that wheat germ, because the wheat germ has a lot of oil in it, like fatty acids and vitamin E, and there's a lot of vitamin E in wheat germ. So that is not in what you buy at the store. Well, what you grind at home, you'll have all your bran and your wheat germ, so that will be all in there. You'll get all the health benefits of it, and you should use it within 72 hours of grinding it. However, if you don't use all of what you grind, you can put it in the freezer and store it for later use, and it will preserve some of the nutrition in it. When you start to look for your wheat grinder, you basically have two choices to choose from. You'll want to get a stainless steel one or stone one. And a stone mill is the burrs, the actual grinding mechanism on the grinder is stone, and then the stainless steel, there is a stainless steel burr. And I've read that the stainless steel tends to heat up with all that friction of grinding the wheat, that it will make the flour have a foul taste to it as compared to a stone mill. So I went with a stone mill when I purchased mine. And then once you determine which one you want, a stone or a stainless steel, then you have to go either electric or hand operated. And I went with a hand operated. And it's not a big deal. It takes me about 10 minutes to grind 2 cups of flour every other day. And it's not, I could do it much quicker if I wanted to, and maybe I'll build up to that one day, but I just kind of take it easy, and I work a little bit of exercise into my daily routine, and it's pretty tough to do when you first get it. I mean, my kids could hardly even turn it when we first started doing it. But, you can also get a stone mill in electric, so there's a really nice one on the market, and I'll include a picture for that one. If I ever go electric, this is the one I'll get, and it's because I did a lot of research on them, and I found that this one, I think it's called a Como or something. It's supposed to be a good one. Now your stainless steel ones are much less expensive than the stone also, so keep that in mind if price is a concern. And maybe it's not, I've not ever had the flour out of a stainless steel mill. It might be fine. I don't know. That's just what I read. So anyway, so I'm going to show you my grinder in here. I'm going to grind a little bit and show you how I do it. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll just try to go through and show you. What I ended up buying was called a Wonder Mill Junior, and it's real heavy duty. I think it cost about $250. That included shipping, and I think it's how much it was. It's been about over a year ago that I purchased it, but an electric one similar to that would be about probably between $500 and $600 if it was electric. And so that kind of gives you an idea of the price point of the stone ones. Now the electric stainless, I think you can get them like $180 or something. So anyway, but you just do your shopping, and who knows, maybe find a refurbished one or something. But anyway, okay, so I'll go show you here what we've got going on back. Okay, so this is my little, what I call my little food table. And this is actually in my laundry room, which has laundry. I need to fold some laundry over there. And so this little table is a wooden table, and it was actually in my dining room when I first bought my wheat grinder. So I attached this little grinder to it in there, and I thought, you know, I'll just quit and put my food saver in here on this, the dehydrator. So this is kind of like my little food prep area. And down underneath there is where I have like the food saver bags, and I have a little buckets where I keep my wheat, and I work out of these little buckets down here with wheat and dry beans and things like that. The vinyl tablecloth I put on there just to kind of keep it clean. It's easier to clean up the tablecloth than the wooden table that's underneath it. So this is the little handy dandy Wonder Mill Junior, and it has a real long handle that makes it nice for grinding. It makes it easier to grind by hand. This little compartment right here on top is called the hopper, and that's where you would put your wheat berries in. And it is attached to the Wonder Mill Junior. Some of them detach, and I've read that it can be quite a mess when you really get this thing going, that it will fall off. It probably is not a big as deal with an electric wheat grinder, but these manual ones, they get to rocking when you start really grinding that flour. So that's something to consider if you buy a manual one. And let's see, it clamps onto the table. There's a lot of room right there where the clamps are, so it's adjustable for different depths of your tables. So these are the stone burrs, and then right back there, this comes with the Wonder Mill Junior, are the steel burrs, and those are used for any kind of oily thing that you want to grind, like a flaxseed or peanuts, or you want to make peanut butter, you use that, or any kind of nut butter, you would use those. We actually made sunflower butter with sunflower seeds with those burrs there. So that's kind of a nice thing to have. I've not used it a lot. Maybe one day I'll really start to get into making nut butters or something. We'll see. Okay, so we'll get to making, get to grinding some of this wheat here. Now these are the wheat berries. Right here are the wheat berries. Looks kind of like a big brown rice. Okay. One other thing I wanted to add about this Wonder Mill Junior is you can convert it to hook it up to an exercise bicycle, and when you pedal, it will grind your wheat, which is kind of a cool thing. I've seen some of the videos on YouTube of people doing that, so that definitely would get your exercise. Maybe I'll do that one day. But at any rate, so what we're doing here is we want to add, go ahead and add our wheat berries, and I usually put them on a little paper plate. And I will sort through them and make sure there are no rocks. The rocks are usually little tiny black round things. Or you also want to look for any kind of kernels that are not something that you would want to eat. And we will put those in our hopper. And I'm going to grind these berries 2 times. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I first started grinding wheat, I tried to grind the berry down to a fine flour on the first grind, and it was just too hard to do to get a nice grind. So, and then if you crack it first, which means you're just going to break the kernel in 2, and then you're going to tighten the stone burr down, and then it'll give you that fine flour. If you have chickens, you can actually make your own chicken feed by cracking it. Just running it through here, just crack it, and then you can feed that to your chickens, or you can make your own chicken feed. I've seen recipes online for how you can make your own chicken feed, but you do have to crack those kind of things, and this would be perfect for that. So this is kind of loosened up a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a turn and try to show you guys here what it's looking like down in there. Okay, let me zoom in so you can kind of see what it looks like as it comes out. This is loose, and I don't want my fine flour yet. Just crack it. So I'm going to do this whole thing. And you have to kind of look in your hopper and see when you're getting down to the very end, because that's when you need to stop. Because you will tear up your burrs if you grind it without any kernels in there. There's a little bit left in there, so I'm going to go ahead and grind this out. you'll notice I am grinding this into a colander, and then it's going into like a little Pyrex pan here. And I do that because, see, I've already have some flour in there that was fine enough to fall through the colander. So I'm going to give this another grind. I'm going to put it back on my paper plate. I always buy the paper plates uncoated, by the way. They're much easier to work with. And I put those in there. Okay, and put my colander back in here. Now it's the part where I'm going to really tighten down the stone burrs, and I do that by twisting it backwards. So I'm going to turn and twist it. Turn and twist it. Twist it gently. I'm going to over tighten it too much. And just work some of those bigger kernels out until I get it tight. Okay, it's pretty tight now. So I'm going to take what's left here, the bigger kernels that came out with that tightening process there. Put those in my hopper. Now this will be the final grind. And I'm still going to test it, make sure I get it, because the tighter it is, the finer the flour you're going to get. Change arms so I don't end up with one huge right arm and a little tiny left arm, because it does work your biceps for sure. That's pretty good there, and I'm going to just strain this flour out, make sure I don't have any big kernels left in there. A little bit of the bran, that's fine. I'll put it right in there like that. And then I am going to put this in my wheat flour container. This is a really nice size for flour. I think I bought this at Bed Bath & Beyond. Oops. Okay. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick demonstration on how I store the wheat berries after I purchase them. And what I do is I take a 1 gallon Mylar bag and I measure off my food saver bag. And this is on a roll. These are the large ones on a roll. I never buy the already cut bags. I make my own food saver bag because I can make it to size. And I'm going to measure my Mylar on there and have about a 2-inch extra here. A little closer up shot of it. This is about how much you want extra on your food saver bag. Okay, and you can just make sure you have it's always better to have more than not enough, because you can actually reuse this food saver bag that you're going to use, because it's not actually going to come in contact with the food itself. Okay, the Mylar is acting as a liner for the food saver bag. The best place to buy these little food saver bags, as we all know, if you have a food saver, these things can be pretty expensive. I think about $10 a roll or something. And so I have found that at Sam's Club, they have an excellent deal on these bags. So I bought like 4 boxes of them. I think it was like $30 a box, but you get 4 rolls per box or something, and it was just a really good deal. So anyway, so this is the length I want my bag, because I measured it against my Mylar and I have some extra left over. So I'm going to cut this down. Hopefully, I'm going to set my camera down that you guys can see me cut it. I'm going to push it here and give it a nice cut. Okay, so I have a nice some clean lines here. And I'm going to seal the bottom of the bag. Stop and seal it. It'll let me know here in a minute that it is done. Okay, so now I have my Mylar bag inside my food saver bag, and I'm going to leave a little bit of edge on the outside. This makes it easier to fill it up with my wheat berries. Move this back a little bit. Okay, so I'll fill this up. normally, I don't need to fill this up. I don't need to make this bag. I'm just going to empty it after I shoot this video. I'm going to empty it back into my bucket because this is what I work off of. This is my working box. So just wanted to use it for a quick demonstration. And we'll give it a little pack down. It gives me a lot more room. And you can fill this up pretty good. Now I have about 3 inches left at the top. And I still have my little lip mylar out here on the outside. And I'm just going to fold this down. I want to kind of close it up to kind of keep those wheat berries contained when I vacuum it. I don't want them popping out. So I'll just fold it down. I'm going to put a little piece of tape on top. It can be any kind of tape. There's something to secure it. That's a white duct tape. Now I have a lot extra, as you can see here, but that doesn't concern me at all. And I'm going to need both hands to seal this. So hopefully you guys can see it. This is just last minute. I wanted to make this demonstration. Sucking it down here. It's taking all the oxygen out. Now it's sealing it. Okay, oops, and there it goes. So that's what I have there, and it's just perfect. And like I said, I could really even reuse that Mylar bag if it's okay. You know, later after I open it and I want to stock it with some more wheat berries, it'd probably be fine to use. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. I will certainly try to get back with you. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.